All right, for today's explainer, we're diving into a real puzzle. But here's the thing, we've got almost nothing to go on. Welcome to the mystery of the empty note.
So this is it. This is our entire source. Just 2 words, new note. Seriously, that's all we have to work with. And, right off the bat, this thing raises way more questions than it answers.
Which really brings us perfectly to our first section, the blank page. We're going to dig into what happens when a little piece of information, just like this one, has, well, no home, no obvious meaning at all.
I mean, it's the most basic question, right? What are we even looking at here? Is it some kind of mistake? A tiny piece of something much bigger? Maybe a title for a document that was never even written? That ambiguity, that's the whole point. And to get anywhere, we desperately need our first real clue. And here it is. Turns out our little fragment comes from a bigger document, a file called All Notes 2/17/2026. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. We've got a title and we've got a date. It's not much, but it's a start. So, time to put on our detective hats. Let's move into our next section, Anatomy of a Clue, where we're going to search for meaning in these tiny little details we've just been handed.
Yeah, the evidence here is, well, it's sparse. To be honest, we've only got 3 clues to work with for this entire investigation. So, yeah, this is going to be a challenge.
Okay, let's break down what we actually have. So, clue number 1 is the source title, All Notes. That kind of suggests a collection, right? Some kind of list. Clue number 2 is the date, which locks it into a specific moment in time. And then clue 3, the text itself, new note. Is that a label, a command, an error message? See, we can make these observations, but we still can't really draw any solid conclusions.
And all that brings us to this number, 0. Yep, after looking at all our clues, that's exactly how many concrete, for sure conclusions we can make about what new note actually means. We are still at square one.
But you know what? Being at square one is actually where things start to get really interesting. So let's jump into our next section, a universe of stories. Because this is the point where a blank space can mean, well, pretty much anything.
And this is a really crucial turning point for us. So if we can't prove anything, what can we imagine? It's like when the facts run out, that's when the stories begin.
Just look at the range of possibilities here. On one hand, new note could be something totally boring. Just a placeholder to write down a thought later. But on the complete other end of the spectrum, what if it's a secret password, a key to unlock something really important?
And from there, the possibilities just explode. Maybe it's the first line of a novel. Or a system glitch. What about a placeholder for a huge new idea? Or a coded message from the future? A title for a new project? Heck, it could even be a failed attempt to delete a file. Every single one of these is its own fascinating little story.
And this, right here, is the fundamental problem. Every single one of these stories is completely possible, but none of them are verifiable. We don't have the information. It's like we're just floating in this big ocean of possibilities with no land in sight.
So what's the answer? I mean, there has to be one, right? Well, in our final section, we're going to find it. This is the key we're missing, the real answer to this whole puzzle.
And the key, the solution, the one thing we've been missing this entire time comes down to a single word: context. It's all the stuff surrounding an event or a statement that you need to know for it to make any sense. It's the frame that actually gives the picture its meaning.
See, context is what answers all the really important questions. Who wrote it? Was it an author, a programmer? Why did they write it? Was it a reminder or a command? Who was it for? Just for them or for some secret recipient? And where was it supposed to be seen? In a private document or in the line of code? Without the answers to these questions, the words have nothing to hold on to, no anchor.
And that's really the big takeaway here. That's the solution to our mystery. Without context, information isn't really information at all, it's just noise. And our little new note is the perfect example of that. It's just 2 words that mean absolutely everything and absolutely nothing all at the same time. So I'm going to leave you with this thought. The next time you see a single fact out there, maybe a headline or a quote that's been pulled from a longer speech, or, hey, even an empty note, you'll know exactly what the first, most important question to ask really is.